is Desiree Castillo.
My name is Ethan Klingzik.
My name is Yamile Loya.
Hello, my name is Edward.
This is my second year here at UNM, and I'm majoring in architecture, planning, and design.
I'm a second year architecture student at UNM.
I am a second year architecture student.
I am majoring in architecture and I am a second year student.
What inspired me to pursue architecture? I'd have to say that it was watching my father work as a structural engineer. I got to enjoy seeing him design buildings. I wanted to pursue that, but I'm not good at math.
Initially, I wanted to major in mechanical engineering because of the design part of it, but I soon realized that the math would be too overwhelming for me.
I have always loved to draw and kind of create with my hands, and I thought architecture was a good mix of like the problem-solving process and also being creative.
I did take photography for 4 years in high school, and throughout those 4 years we had projects to do with architecture, and that's whenever I got really into architecture and just wanted to investigate more about buildings and the process of it.
I'd say the first step in my design process is determining how I'm going to build a model or a drawing from point A to point B. It's picking a point to start the drawing or deciding how to actually create the individual parts of the model.
The first step would be usually looking at the project as a whole and seeing what the needs are of it. I would say each project's different though.
Normally, I don't really have a key point that says my design process is finished. It's just more of a feeling of, okay, it's time to move forward.
I don't think there's ever like an ending point. I think it's just like if here is like good enough. So I guess maybe never. But maybe just to the point where it's like, okay, this gets the point across of what I'm trying to say.
I never consider it finished, but there always has to be an end date where the project is either due or has to be completed by.
The easiest step probably have to be parts assembly. Cutting out individual parts beforehand or just assembling it as needed. Like a Lego set. You already have the instructions from your design.
Whenever I'm designing the actual building or structure, just because all the other information is already gathered up. So I have that liberty of exploring what I really want to do.
I wouldn't necessarily say there's an easiest step, but there are some steps that are easier than others. So.
I do think my design process does differ from other students, mainly on just the parts assembly part. I seem to take more care in just getting that portion going.
Having like a little bit of an art background, I think that helps me kind of do things in a more abstract way than in typical architecture.
I definitely think it does. Everyone has their own unique way of tackling different problems. I do think it does. It's good for me to walk around, talk to other people, look, see what they're doing, and just get different ideas.
Yes, it completely does. Just because we can see more things surrounding us and to just gather ideas from other classmates.
Sometimes the studio setting does help, but most of the time I find it monotonous, tedious, kind of a waste of time. Architecture to me is designing the world that everyone else sees.
Architecture means to me a new beginning, a new start to someone's life, just because of how buildings can implement in someone's life.
Architecture means to me mostly the design process, because I like to be able to express my own unique designs.
Aspiring architects, we kind of have like the duty to kind of shape the world that comes next.